uh, Justice Singh Saab, Mr. Michael, Mr. Shelat, Professor Naik, Gopijan, and other dignitaries on the dais. In fact, first compliments to Kirit Bhai for having a platform which has taken place in this state for debating, deliberating on issues which are concerned for everyone at the global level. Now, I have already gone through some of the documented issues which have come up in the form of a text here. I would like to raise certain fundamental issues, particularly because we are in the Gujarat Vidyapith. I would refer back to the theory of the trusteeship, in which there are two elements. One element was when Gandhiji had started the trusteeship, it was in context of the rich and the poor. The rich people should plough back some of their profits for the livelihood and also the community welfare of the poor. In the same, if you just elongate it, if you upgrade or upscale the whole argument, it comes that the people who have benefited from the process of development so far, in terms of developed nations and other, and now who are now taking up the cause of this global warming and climate change issues, reductions in emissions, etc., they need to have a mandated responsibility to see that the nations which are island nations, the nations which are 6 inches above the ocean floor, the nations which are not able to fend for themselves in terms of livelihood, those nations must be also taken care of in the whole process of these global warming and climate change issues. That is the first thing. The second thing that is emanating from the whole thing is that we must be able to also trust each other in the whole game, and that would mean, Mr. Gopichand, to say that WTO, I think Mr. Michael has raised very succinctly a very important point. Now, under the existing circumstances, the WTO cannot have the front foot. It is the global warming issues that will have to be the front foot. The agricultural growth rate should not be the concern. The sustainable agriculture has to be the concern. Suppose we go for cumin seeds, we go for tobacco, we go for cotton. It is not agriculture per se. It is definitely on the soil. It is a commercial crop that is used for non-agricultural applications. Though technically, thematically, it is in the agricultural domain, but it is not agriculture. So I think when we talk of agriculture, in fact, one of the most important sermons and surmises of this workshop has been that we have to promote agriculture in a holistic way. I think here I would also like to add two more things. That we must go for the indigenous crops, the ethnic crops which have vanished. The ethnic crops which were being taken up by different communities across the world, and I call it under the umbrella biodiversity, that has vanished, and the standardized crops that are dominating the world trade markets or Chicago markets or the NCDX markets, they are probably calling the shots. I think, as Mr. Michael has very correctly says, we are becoming dollar driven, or we are becoming pound driven or euro dollar driven, and that has resulted in the annihilation of the crop. I remember only a few days before when the Minister of Environment and Forest was here in Delhi, in Ahmedabad, and I had the privilege of being with him whole day, and that was in context of the BT brinjal. In fact, we had a one-to-one parley with him, and in fact we came to the conclusion that there are 212 varieties of the BT brinjal, of the domestic indigenous brinjal varieties in Gujarat, which may go extinct. No doubt production is the issue. But the point is that biodiversity, not at the cost of the biodiversity and not at the cost of the soil specifics of each region. That is the reason why we are also saying, and our government has taken the stand also in the Copenhagen,